Hello again, everybody. Andrew Rogers here for TST, Total Sports Talk. I am your host, your entrepreneur, your CEO, your founder, your host, your be-all to end-all, your host for the program. Thank you for watching, and thank you for joining me as always. Good morning. It's another episode of TST, Total Sports Talk. We're going to talk about the OHL. We're going to talk about Major League Baseball. We're going to talk about the NBA, and we're going to talk about NHL because it was a crazy night in the NHL. 4 games in the NHL last night, all of them going to overtime. We'll get to that in a little bit. We're going to start, though, in the Ontario Hockey League today. Let's see here. We're going to get that in. There we go. It's a big night in the Ontario Hockey League for 2 teams in particular. The London Knights are in Erie to face off against the Erie Otters. It's game number 7 between these 2 tough Ontario Hockey League teams. Their series is tied at 3. Winner gets the Owen Sound Attack in the West Final. Not exactly sure when that series will start. We'll know more probably tomorrow. Game 1 in Mississauga, between Mississauga and Peterborough in the east side, is on Thursday at 7 p.m. That one's already set and ready to go. All right, over to the Major League Baseball story. The Jays were off last night. Kind of thank God if you're a Jays fan. You probably want a little bit of relief for how badly they're playing. Boy, they are decimated with injuries. J.A. Happ, Josh Donaldson, Aaron Sanchez. It's not looking good out of the gate for the Jays. To put it into perspective, here's where the standings are. Here's where we look at with the standings of the American League's East situation right now. The Baltimore Orioles lead the division 8-3. Yankees 9-4. Red Sox 8-5. Tampa Bay 6-8. Toronto 2-10. Need I say more? Okay, tonight, Boston is into Toronto to start off a 3-game series with the Toronto Blue Jays. Boston comes in 8-5, Toronto 2-10. The game tonight, 7:07 p.m. Eduardo Rodriguez was supposed to be the starter, but he had to have his start skipped due to the birth of his son. Brian Johnson will now start for the Boston Red Sox. He'll go up against Marcus Stroman of the Toronto Blue Jays. Here's where we're looking at in terms of projection for the series. Johnson versus Stroman tonight. Jays Red Sox. Game number 2 on Wednesday features Rick Porcello and Francisco Liriano. Game 3 Thursday, Chris Sale versus Marco Estrada. Not an easy task for the Toronto Blue Jays. It definitely doesn't get any easier for them. So they're in tough. Over to the NBA's association last night. We had 2 games in the NBA playoffs last night. Cleveland defeating the Indiana Pacers 117-111. They take a 2-0 series lead in that one. Kyrie Irving was an absolute beast for the Cavaliers. He had 37 points to lead them in scoring. They take a 2-0 series lead. Memphis fell to the San Antonio Spurs 96-82. San Antonio leads that series 2-0. Kawhi Leonard also had 37 points and 11 rebounds in the Spurs victory. 2 commanding series that they're running away with, both Cleveland and San Antonio Spurs. Possible preview for a NBA championship final? Perhaps. Only time will tell. All right. Looking ahead, Toronto Raptors are back in action tonight at the ACC. Game number 2 against the Milwaukee Bucks. This one goes at 7 p.m. at the ACC. Bucks lead the series currently 1-0. Other action in the association tonight. The Chicago Bulls are into Boston to face off against the Celtics in game number 2. And the Utah Jazz are into LA to face off against the Clippers. Game number 2 as well in that one. All right, the NHL story. What a crazy night, first of all. 4 games in the NHL. All of them went to overtime. Just absolutely insane. Toronto Maple Leafs, for the second night in 3 nights, take the Washington Capitals, the top seed, the President's Trophy winners, to overtime, and they win. Again, I got to tell you, this team continues to surprise me. I'm a Leaf supporter, and I continue to be surprised by what these kids do. I believe that they're going to go in there and they're going to win every game. I really do, because that's what I do. I'm a supporter of the team. I want to see them do well. I want to see them succeed. It means, I stay faithful to the end. I don't just hop whoever's playing well. No, you go down with the ship or you ride into the sunset with the ship. And right now, it is sunny and we are sipping margaritas on the boat. because this Maple Leafs team is showing that they belong in the NHL playoffs and that they belong to hang. And their purpose is to hang with the Washington Capitals, and they're doing a tremendous job. Last night, Tyler Bozak was the hero, netting his game-winning goal. It came a minute and 36 seconds, I believe, into overtime on the power play, tipping a beautiful Nazem Kadri shot towards the net. Tyler Bozak high in the slot, tips it past Braden Holtby with JVR screening Holtby in front. The goal scorers from last night: Austin Matthews, Nazem Kadri, William Nylander, and Tyler Bozak. Matthews and Nylander, it's their first career playoff goal. Kudos to them. The Toronto Maple Leafs lead this series 2-1. Game number 4 goes Wednesday night at the ACC at 7:00 p.m. Other scores last night in the NHL. The Ottawa Senators, they had a 3-1 lead or 3-0 lead in this series in the game. Boston comes storming back to tie it at 3. Ottawa prevailing in overtime on the hands of Bobby Ryan. He scored the game winner in overtime for the Ottawa Senators. They take a 2-1 series lead there. Nashville, stunning the hockey universe in my opinion. They win this one 3-2 in overtime. Kevin Fiala scores the game winner with 3:16 left in the first overtime. On the 49th Nashville shot, Chicago took a 2-0 series lead early in the first period in this one, fell ultimately in overtime to the Predators 3-2. Nashville commanding 3-0 lead on the top seed in the Western Conference, Chicago Blackhawks. And what a story in Calgary. Anaheim refuses to lose. They come all the way back and win in overtime. Corey Perry scores the winner 90 seconds in overtime. Ducks rally. They were down 4-1. Even John Gibson was replaced for Jonathan Bernier. He come in, stopped all shots he faced. And Anaheim off to they're in a good spot, up 3-0 right now in their series against the Calgary Flames, who seem to be struggling mightily against the Anaheim Ducks. Can't figure that one out. All right, so we're going to skip ahead to tonight. Montreal is in New York, game number 4. Montreal leads this series 2-1. That game is at 7 p.m. on CBC. Pittsburgh and Columbus. Columbus Blue Jackets looking to stave off elimination. Pittsburgh can advance to the second round with a win. They're up 3-0 in their series. This game time is at 7:30 over on Sportsnet 360. And our final game of the evening is Edmonton at the San Jose Sharks. Edmonton leads the series 2-1. This game's at 10 p.m. on Sportsnet. And also, finally, one last note. We have NFL. Andre Johnson signed a one-day contract, promptly announced his retirement as a member of the Houston Texans. Basically led them in all offensive categories from the wide receiver position. Congratulations, Andre, on a terrific career. Andrew Rogers for TST Total Sports Talk. Keep your head up and keep your stick on the ice. Good to see you.